In this pad, Kripaluji Maharaj is saying, O Sri Krishna, Kunja Bihari, he who displays his wonderful pastimes in the forest groves of Braj, you are the sole treasure of my life. You are my closest relative. We have so many relationships in the world. Some are close, some are far. So there are usually gradations in these. Dearer than the whole world is your neighbor. Now, supposing you went to the Grand Canyon for a vacation and there you found your neighbor. My God, what a small world it is to see you out here. He's your neighbor. He's dearer than everybody else. But you will speak to him for 2 minutes. All right, bye-bye. And supposing you find your friend there, then you will sit and talk for hours. So dearer than the neighbor is your friend. And dearer than the friend is the son or daughter or father and mother. And dearer than the son, daughter, father, and mother is the husband or wife. They are the closest. So sometimes in the world, people say to each other, two lovers, you are my prana pyara. Prana pyara means dearer to me than my prana, my life heirs. But this is just a romantic expression that is used. It doesn't have any value. Because nobody is as dear to us as our own body. Supposing two lovers are sitting in a park and they are telling each other, you are my pran pyara, tum to hamare pran pyare ho. You come from behind and throw a rubber snake. Don't throw an actual one, only a rubber snake. Now you see what happens. Both of them will run to save their own life first of all. Then they will look at the Pran Pyara. So what got proved was that everybody loves their own body first of all. After that come husband, wife, then father, mother, son, daughter, friend, neighbor, and then the whole world. But dearer than our life, our body is the prana. And dearer than the prana is the mind. We don't even realize the mind is different and I am different. So many people, they ride the wave of emotions. Today I am feeling devoted, tomorrow I am not feeling devoted. I'm feeling devoted and I'm not feeling devoted. So they take their emotions too seriously. Those who know how to subjugate emotions to the higher purpose, they create the emotions that help them. And those who don't, sometimes mood on, sometimes mood off. So why does this happen? Because they have not realized I am not my emotions. Emotions are different. I am different. So the tadatmya, the union with the mind is so much. They can't even see the difference between me and my mind. And dearer than the mind is the intellect, the buddhi. I believe, my beliefs, my values. And dearer than the intellect is the Atma. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarveshameva dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagate tacharacharam. Everybody loves their own Atma and the happiness of their Atma. For the sake of that happiness is all the drama of the world. But Bhagavan is the Atma of the Atma. We discussed yesterday. Krishna me namavehitvam atma namakhilatmanam. So when we realize, when we do Bhagavad Prapti, God realization will happen when you love Shri Krishna more than you love your own Atma. Then you can say, Pranadhana Jivana Kunja Vihari. Right now it is acting. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva. We say, oh Shri Krishna, you alone are my father, you alone are my mother. But the mind does not believe. Dravinam Tvameva. Hare, my finances are in the bank, you are not my finances. So, we say such things. But here, the devotee is expressing those sentiments, genuine sentiments of love. So, in this pad, what does love truly mean? That is being expressed. That is why Kripaluji Maharaj considered this pad so important. See, it is all right to say, Shri Krishna is my beloved. Haji Sahab, I keep Madhurya Bhav. Somebody says, I keep Vatsalya Bhav, Sakhya Bhav. That can all be lightly said. You can practice Madhurya Bhav to Shri Krishna for 1 month and you will start feeling he is my beloved. But the tricky part is what is going to be expressed out here. And that is the true meaning of love. So this selfless love, true love, we will have to start practicing from now. If we don't incorporate these principles in our bhakti, our bhav will become defective. And then we will not get that ultimate Maharas Ras, the highest Ras, which is there in the realm of God. You see, whatever bhakti we do, we don't realize it, but the bhav is developing. That is the subtle devotional sanskar. Some jnanis, they first did a lot of bhakti. Then they went into the path of Jnana Yoga. And they reached Brahmanand. But the bhakti sanskars in their bhav, they fructify. And even from Brahmanand, they come back to Premanand, like Raja Janak, and like Shukadev, and like Uddhav, etc. So that is why, if we want the highest goal, from step 1, this is the Praveshika Kaksha, you must keep the principle of true love in your mind and then move ahead. Because in the beginning itself, if the mathematics is wrong, then all the future mathematics will be wrong. See, Shanil teaches music, right? So music teachers have one principle. They say, look, if you have not learned any music, this is what you will have to pay. And if you have learned music previously, you will have to pay double. Why? Because unlearn all those wrong things and learn the right things. Similarly, somebody learned all the wrong things. I am the Supreme Brahman, I am the Supreme Brahman. Now later on they realize, oh my God, this Premanand is infinitely more relishable than the Brahmanand. Now what to do? So they become a blade of grass in Braj. Why? Now you have to labor twice the amount. So we should keep these principles in mind from day one. The principles of Nishkamta, Nishkam Prem. That is what this pad is going to explain. Jeevan kunj bihari pran dhan.
Jeevan kunj bihari pran dhan.
Tum सनातन हमरे
तुम तो रहे सनातन हमरे
तुम तो रहे सनातन हमरे So now he says, O Sham Sundar, you are eternally mine, and I am eternally yours. This is the nature of true love. There's a huge difference between material love and divine love. How is material love? Arambha Guruvi Kshiyanti Kramena. It begins very huge like an avalanche and slowly it dries up. Like the canals that flow. You know, the water is removed from them and finally the canal dries up. And divine love is like the Ganga. Vriddhi pura laghvim. Laghvi pura vriddhi mati cha paschat. It is full and it keeps on and on and on increasing. Like you see the holy Ganga, when it begins in Gomukh, it comes out of a small hole that is the size of a cow's mouth. Hence it is called Gomukh. From there it goes to Gangotri. Then after that, Dev Prayag, Rudra Prayag, Uttar Kashi, Rishikesh, Haridwar, onwards. And in Ganga Sagar, you see it is so many miles wide. That is the nature of true love, divine love. See, people say, I love you. But they have expectations. One wife, she was newly married. She asked her husband, you love me so much? So much. Will you love me after 30 years as well? Husband said, I hope you will not become the way your mother looks. Otherwise, all my love will dry up. See, this love is conditional. I will love you, but you need to remain like this, or you need to change. And divine love is unconditional. Divine love is accepting. Divine love is tolerating. Divine love does not have requirements and conditions. I have heard, you are the experienced people, but I have heard that when a boy and girl get married, the boy thinks that my wife will remain the same, but she changes. And the wife thinks that he is half beast and half man. He will change after marriage, but he never changes. So the worldly love, it dries up. A true love is that which is always forgiving, which can never break. That is why it is eternal. So that kind of love, Narad Ji in his Bhakti Darshan has given the description, Guna Rahitam. It is irrespective of qualities. See, you loved Lata Mangeshkar because she had a golden nightingale voice. And tomorrow she grew old and her throat became like a broken bamboo, so all your love got destroyed. So the worldly love sees qualities. Divine love, guna rahitam, kamana rahitam, free from desires, free from expectations. That is why it is accepting. And avicchinnam, it cannot be broken. Pratikshan vardhamanam, it is ever increasing. Prema mein purnima nahi. The Chandrama, it keeps on increasing until it reaches the Purnima and then it starts decreasing. So if it is material love, it will start decreasing. And if it is divine love, there is no Purnima. That is the nature of the love between the devotee and God. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Amar madhurya nit nav nav hoy. Swa swa prem anurup bhakt aswadoy. Shri Krishna's beauty is ever fresh. Based on the love the devotee experiences it. Dohe kare huda hudi, bade mukh nahi mudi. There's a competition that starts off between God's beauty and the devotee's love. The devotee increases his love, God gives him the relish of Premanand. The devotee increases love more, God gives more bliss. The devotee increases even more and Sri Krishna gives even more. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this competition has no end. Never does it happen, the devotee says, Bas Bhagavan, I can't increase my love any further. Enough is enough. Nor does it happen that Bhagavan says, I have run out of bliss now. I don't have. Now you wait for 1 year, then I'll give you a little more. So this is the divine realm where the bliss of God is also infinite and the love of the devotee is also infinite. So who has the maximum love for Krishna? Radha. But when Krishna left Radha in Vrindavan and went to Mathura, what happened to Radharani's love? It kept on increasing. In that viyog, in that separation, the infinite love of Radharani is still increasing. And that is the dynamic nature of the spiritual realm. Hence, the divine lover can tell the divine beloved that you are Sanatan Hamare. You are eternally mine. O Shri Krishna, nothing you do will reduce my love. And I am eternally yours. So, Krishna has always considered us as his. From his side, there is no shortage. He has made the earth available to us. We are not even paying any house tax or anything to God. It is all available. The air we breathe, the sunlight we receive. And he's sitting inside us, noting the karmas, giving the results. And sometimes when we do wrong, he slaps us. When we become annoyed, why did God do this to me? Even the little child becomes annoyed. Papa slapped me. Why did he do that to me? Arey beta, when you grow up, then you will realize. So, Bhagavan is gracing us in so many ways. So, his love, there is no doubt about it. Now, we have to love him. So, how will that happen? See, when I first met Maharaj Ji, he said to me, I have always considered you as mine. Now you have to consider me as yours. Matter is very correct. So I have to consider him as mine. So how do we do that? The nature of the love is being explained in the subsequent lines. जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
मुझ भरी हरि चाहे
Now the devotee says, O Sri Krishna, if you wish, you shower your affection upon me. You put your arms around me and give me a loving embrace, if you wish. Or if you... So, this longing for God is bhakti. To be a selfless devotee doesn't mean that we don't have longing for God. Longing is the sign of love. See, we have got 5 senses. Now, wherever the mind is attached, the senses will yearn for that. If somebody says, Swamiji, I don't have any attachment in the world, but my grandchild, when I see him, I get golok. That means your mind is attached to the grandchild. So his totally bhasha, his sweet words, they are sounding so wonderful to you. Your senses are delighted with the grandchild. If somebody says that Swamiji, nothing else, but the rasgulla, when it comes in front, then I start salivating. So your senses are hankering for the rasgulla. That means the mind is attached to rasgulla. So wherever the senses hanker, that is the sign of the mind's attachment. And if the senses are hankering for Bhagavan, that means the mind is attached to Bhagavan. Very simple theory. That is why Tulsidas ji says, Kamihi nahari piyari jimi, lobhi priya jimi dam, timi raghunath nirantar, priya lagahu mohiram. He is ending now the Ram Katha. So he says, my wish, O Ram, you should seem so dear to me. Like the Kami Purush likes the Kamini. So people say, Tulsidas ji, what a dirty example you have given. Kami and Kamini. You are comparing it with Bhagavan. Tulsidas ji says, the principle is there. The hankering for God. Like somebody hankers for the world. There is the story that Akbar, he went to tour his kingdom. And it was time for the namaz. So he put his cloth on the ground and sat down to read the namaz. So when there was a woman, her beloved was coming from far. And the woman was going to meet her beloved. She was so absorbed in his thoughts. She didn't realize that Badshah is sitting here and reading the namaz. So her foot landed on the bed sheet. They sit on the bed sheet and read namaz and they consider the sheet to be sacred. So her foot came on it. And Akbar saw that. Akbar became extremely annoyed. Sacrilege! This is complete blasphemy. She has put her foot on my namaz chadar. So he told Birbal, let this woman be produced in my court tomorrow. The Birbal arranged. Next day the woman was made to come to the court. Akbar said, you placed your foot on my namaz while I was doing the tawbah. The woman said, of course not, Huzur. What are you talking about? I was running for my beloved. Akbar said, I saw it myself. She said, Huzur, I am telling you, I had no awareness. I was just running for my beloved. Akbar said, then did I see wrong? Am I telling you lies? So the lady said, Huzur, don't mind. But I was running for a material beloved and I had no awareness of anything else. And you were doing tawbah of the Supreme Beloved. And you were looking, oh, she has put foot on my chadar and she has done this and she has done that. So you don't even have the kind of absorption in the Supreme Beloved that I have got for the material beloved. Akbar realized her tallinta, her absorption, I need to get inspiration from it. So Tulsidas ji says, may my mind hanker for Lord Ram like a greedy man hankers for money. The greedy person is always money, money, money gives so much of happiness. You probably have not experienced such people. So many years ago, when I had just newly become a sadhu, I used to go and do bhikshas, shop to shop to shop. So you see these shopkeepers counting with so much of joy. Put the water. Once, one lobhi, greedy shopkeeper. At night, he used to count, and then come late. And wife used to keep waiting. He will finish his counting and come for dinner. And on this night, he was just checking and rechecking and rechecking. The wife had told him 3 times the dinner is getting cold. No, he was not listening, so she took the kheer. She knew he had a weakness for kheer. So the kheer, the sweet rice, is a dessert. It's eaten at the end. She took it in the spoon and put it in his mouth. So he tasted the kheer. Oh, dinner is over. All right. So that is the greedy, the lobhi person. So Tulsidas ji says, like the greedy man hankers for wealth, like a desirous man hankers for the objects, in the same way, may my mind hanker for you, O Lord. So the desire is there. Oh, Shri Krishna, please give me your wonderful love, your embrace. You say, okay, I am Nishkam, now I have got no desires. Then the atheist is also Nishkam because he's also got no desires for God. So the desires are all there. But herein lies the difference. They are not for our sake, they are for His sake. If Sri Krishna wants me, fine. If he doesn't want me, no problem. It is all up to Him. See, there even from the material perspective, if you put yourself at the disposal of the Lord, you will never lose. Because He will think what is the best thing and He will give it to us. So we people, we want demands. Oh God, I need you to do this. I don't have a job and I cannot tolerate now any more weeks. You have to get me a job by next week. So this is a list of demands. Somebody said we think God is a cosmic bellboy. See, the bellboy in the hotel, you press the bell and the bellboy comes. Yes, sir, what do you want? So similarly, we think God is a cosmic bellboy. Bhagavan, I want this. And then He must fulfill it. But instead of that, you just do your best and leave to God all the rest. This principle will ensure that you will get the highest thing. There is a verse in the Bhagavatam. Tatte nukampam susamikshmano bhunjane evatmakritam vipakam Ridvang vapurбhir namaste Jivetayo bhakti pade sadaya bhak. This verse says, bhakti will become your daya bhak. Daya bhak, inheritance. Father's property is the child's inheritance. So his property, Divya Prem, will become our inheritance. If we fulfill three conditions. What are the three conditions? Tatte nukampam susamikshaman. Keep waiting for his grace. Don't complain. इतने दिन हो गए भक्ति करते करते भगवान सुनता ही नहीं. No. The problem is from my side, not from his side. So wait for his grace. Don't complain. Second, whatever happiness and distress you get in life as a result of your own karmas, accept it serenely. अरे भगवान की यही इच्छा होगी. Never mind. जाहि विधि राखे राम ताहि विधि रही. So stop complaining in life. Those who complain, they remain. And those who praise, they will be raised. So stop complaining. Second condition. And third condition, with your body, with your mind, and with your words, keep offering your praises to the Lord. So if you just fulfill these three conditions, bhakti will become yours, because he is the murtikar. He will keep working on you. Sometimes happiness, sometimes distress. And slowly, he will fashion you to the perfection. So that is why we should adopt this principle. After doing our best, whatever happens, jo hua, acha hua. When you have this attitude, then nothing can make you negative. See, Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he tells Arjun, Nanu shochitumarhasi. Arjun, don't do shok. Don't do lamentation. Oh, why did this happen? No. Naivam shochitumarhasi. Ma shucha. 4 times he tells Arjun, no lamentation. Only grace. Whatever happened, it was his grace. So this is when it comes to your material works, and when it comes to spiritual works, there you are submitting your desires. Sri Krishna, I wish to meet you, but for your sake. That is Nishkam Bhakti. So in this Nishkam Bhakti, whether Bhagavan wishes to meet us or not meet us, that is up to him. बैठे हैं ता कयामत दर पे लगा के नारा है यह कृपालु नारा बस एक तू हमारा. Kripaluji Maharaj says that I am willing to wait till Kayamat, till Mahapralay, with one slogan, O Sham Sundar, you alone are mine. I have accepted you as mine. You alone are mine. And whether you meet me today or tomorrow or next year or next life or 100 lives later or at the time of Mahapralay, it doesn't matter. I will keep loving you. So he says, I have this yearning for you. Now let us see what he says further. जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन पीवु सुख पाऊ करिय सोई सुख पाओ करिय मोसोई मोका सोई सुख भारी प्राण धन
मोका सोई सुख भारी प्राण धन
मोका सोई सुख भारी प्राण धन
सुख भारी प्राण धन
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन So now Kripaluji Maharaj says, if you wish, you just let me keep on longing. Tadapna, hell, longing for you, and just leave me in that position. Or if you like, you reject me. I am not going to love you. So however Sri Krishna you wish to behave, you are welcome to behave in that manner. From my side, I will have no complaints. What a wonderful statement. This is ahaituki bhakti. When we love, there is a hetu. Why do you love the other person? Because he is so handsome, because she is so beautiful, because he's got a good career, because she's got a rich father, etc., etc. So the hetu is there. So we love. Why do you love Bhagavan? Because sukha sampati ghar aave kashta mite tanaka. He will fill up my treasure chest, increase the zeros in my bank balance, and remove all my problems. And supposing Bhagavan does the reverse, Sukha Sampatti sa bajave, then everybody will say, what kind of a Bhagavan is this? I don't want such a Bhagavan. But true love is without hetu. Avirbhav dine yena gapito hetustadiyanapi kshiye tapi na chaparadi vidhina natyanayo vardhate. Where there is no cause and which can never reduce. So in this Nishkam Bhakti, if somebody says, why do you love Sri Krishna? Why do I love Sri Krishna? Supposing I ask you, why do you love Sri Krishna? So a Sakam Bhakt will say, there is so much of Anand in his darshan. If I love him, then I'll get mukti. If I love him, I'll go to Golok. That is Sakam Bhakti. And Nishkam Bhakt will have no answer. Why do I love Sri Krishna? Because I like him. He is my supreme beloved, and there is no other answer. What will I get? Immaterial. If the idea is what will I get, then that is not love. Somebody went to a guru and said, Guruji, if I chant the name of God, what will I get? Guruji said, are you a businessman? In everything you are looking at profit. What will I get? So that is our formula in the world. One man, he fell into the river and he was saying, save me, save me, save me. A good Samaritan came by. So from the bridge, he said, give me your hand. Now this guy is not giving his hand. Give me your hand. So he said, what do you do? That guy said, I am a jeweler. Oh, take my hand. Ah! Wherever there is chance to take, of course, why not? So if we come to bhakti, what will I get? Oh, then I'll do bhakti. But that is not bhakti. That is business. That is worldly love. So true bhakti is, oh Shri Krishna, I don't want anything. I will only love you. Now it is a different matter that when you don't want anything, you will get everything. That is the trick. Bin mange, moti mile. Mange, mile na bhik. So we have always been beggars. Oh, Shri Krishna, do this. Oh, Shri Krishna, do this. And we are forgetting that we are children of the Most High God. We don't need to be beggars. We are children of the Shahenshah, of the Supreme Raja. So why do we have to beg? We just have to love him. And he will make us malamal without asking. So that is why forget about what he gives and what he doesn't give. However he wishes to behave with us, let it all be in his hands. We do our business. Our business is to learn true love. One Babaji, he was in Vrindavan and he saw Shri Krishna's in front. So there's as you do sadhana, you reach a stage before Bhagavad Prapti called Bhavavesh Bhakti. In the Bhavavesh Bhakti, it seems to you that Shri Krishna is in front. Sometimes Radhaji is there. It's not Bhagavad Prapti, it's just like feeling, oh, there he is. The Swarup Shakti has started showing a little effects. So Babaji saw Shri Krishna is there. He started running. Then Shri Krishna there is running. Then here. And finally his jata got stuck. So in Vrindavan you got these Kikar, Riksh, etc., close to Delhi. So he got stuck in the thorns. Now Babaji's jata is stuck. He was running for Shri Krishna and now he's stuck out here. So Babaji thought that, look, I never tried to get stuck like this. I was just chasing Shri Krishna and I am stuck. So maybe Shri Krishna wants me to remain here. Whatever he wants is whatever I want. Kripaluji Maharaj says, Soi Sukh Bhari. So whatever you want is what I want. So, all right, then I'll remain here. One day went by, Babaji is standing there. 2 days went by. 3 days went by. 7 days went by. Now Shri Krishna is getting worried. Shri Krishna notes everything. Arey, this Babaji is just having so much of difficulty. So Shri Krishna has got one weakness, very soft heart. That is his weakness. He can't tolerate it. When he sees true devotion, he melts and comes. So Shri Krishna said, what is this going on? So he came out there. He changed his form and came and said, Baba, I am seeing from 1 week. You are standing there, your jata is entangled in the thorns and you are not taking it out. So Baba said, who are you? Why are you telling me all this? You are neither mullah nor qazi. Why are you coming between me and my supreme beloved? So Shri Krishna thought, now what to do? He came in his Murli Manohar form. Now understand something. Unentangle yourself. Babaji said, how do I know that you are my beloved? If Vrishabhanu Nandini Radhaji confirms that you are my beloved, you are the same, Kunj Bihari, then I will accept it. Babaji thought, now that he is in my grip, may as well get Radhaji's darshan. So Shri Krishna said, Babaji, you win, we lose. He called Radharani. And Yugal Sarkar gave him darshan. Now Babaji unentangled his jata from there. So the Nishkam Prem means that however Shri Krishna gets happiness, that is my happiness. So this kind of philosophy, if it fills into our head, then our bhakti will not go up and down, up and down. See, what happens is, people do bhakti and then they start fighting with Sri Krishna and with Guru also. Guru did not do this for me. Bhagavan did not do this for me. Because the bhakti is not a haituki, it is haituki. I want to love for this reason. But Guru and Bhagavan are very chalu. If they fulfill your desires, they know. They fulfill your desires. What happens when desires are fulfilled? They get doubled. So this will go on. And that is why they will do three kinds of behavior: positive, negative, and neutral. Because that is their business. Their business is to elevate the soul. So deliberately, they will sometimes do reverse behavior. Now that is the test for the sadhak. Have you understood the Tattva Gyan? Have you filled it in your head? If you read the life history of Swami Vivekananda, when he went to meet Ramakrishna Paramahans in his Purva ashram as Narendra Dutt, so Ramakrishna Paramahans would shower his love upon him, to neglecting all the other disciples. He would take food, put it in with his hand, he would feed Narendra Dutt. But 1 month in between, Ramakrishna Paramahans did reverse behavior. He completely ignored Swami Vivekananda. Now see, supposing there are 30 people sitting and you want to completely ignore Guruji, so he will look at everyone, then he'll look like this. So other person will get a message, he's trying to avoid me. So he would do this with Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda would come in the morning and sit till the evening and then get up and go away. The same behavior repeated for 1 month. At the end of 1 month, Ramakrishna Paramahans got tired. He said, Beta, I behave so badly with you, and still you keep coming. So Narendra Dutt said, Guruji, I like you. How you behave with me is not important. How does it matter? Ramakrishna Paramahans said, your antahkaran is shuddh. Your heart is clean. So your love is selfless. Hence, it does not depend upon my behavior. In fact, the Guru will behave in the adverse manner to test the disciples' love. Hence, Maharaj Ji has said a sher, Jafa mein bhi andaze wafa hota. You know what is wafa? Wafadar, very loyal, wafadar. And reverse of wafa is jafa, disloyal. So we love God and Guru, and they behave adversely. So jafa mein bhi अंदाजे वफा होता है, दिल का आईना इससे और सफा होता है. When they behave adversely, the disciple's heart gets cleansed, because from selfish love, the disciple is learning selfless love. That my love should not depend on the behavior from that side. That kind of a love even a dog can do. You pat the dog and the dog will wag its tail. The selfless love means irrespective of any conditions and any criteria. So, what is the selfishness that we have? What is our major selfishness? You say, I want house, I want this, I want this, I want that. Ultimately, we want happiness. That is it, what it's all about. So I'm loving God for my happiness. Kripaluji Maharaj says, no, that is the one who is a businessman. You have to love God for His happiness. Let's see what he says. जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
जेहि यह है कृपालु यह कृपालु है रीति प्रीति की
यह कृपालु है रीति प्रीति की
यह कृपालु है रीति प्रीति की
कृपालु है रीति प्रीति की
निज सुख च व्यापारी प्राण धन
निज सुख चाह व्यापारी प्राण धन
निज सुख च व्यापारी प्राण धन
निज सुख चाह व्यापारी प्राण धन
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
So now finally he says that as long as you want your sukh, you are still not a lover, you are a businessman. I will do bhakti of Bhagavan, I will get sukh. They are all different variations. One person says sukha sampatti ghar aave. That is one level of business. The other says, Bhagavan, let me get liberated. Mukti ho jaye. The goal of my life is moksha. Why do you want moksha? All the miseries will finish. So you also want your own happiness. One person says, oh God, I am poor. So you give me riches and this misery of poverty will go. The other person says, oh God, there are too many miseries in the world. You liberate me and all the miseries will go. So he's got one desire, he's got infinite desires. The mokshkami has got so many desires. He wants nivritti sukh. And that also we have to go beyond. Now beyond that is the sukh of Bhagavan's darshan. So in Nishkam Bhakti, that also is rejected. And the example of it are the gopis. When they would see Sri Krishna, they would get infinite happiness. Hence they cursed Brahmaji. Why did he create these eyelids? When the eyelids blink, then the darshan gets disturbed. But when Lord Krishna went to Mathura, the gopis did not go for darshan. He is sitting 2 hours away. And the gopis are saying, my God, my life will leave the body. So much of viraha pain. But they are not going. Why? If Sri Krishna wanted to meet us, he would have come. He's not coming means he doesn't want to meet us. So for our happiness we go, this will never be. Our goal is only one. Sri Krishna's happiness. And that is the Nishkam Bhakti. And that is the Bhakti which enslaves God. When we hear that Krishna is tied by the gopis' anchal, how come Bhagavan got tied? It is the power of Nishkam Bhakti that finished all his godliness, his almightiness, and brought him to the level of the devotee. So we have to fill that principle in our head. Then our bhakti will not go up and down, up and down. We will not have to say, I am doing bhakti since the last 10 years, but I am not progressing. Because your bhakti was going ding dong. My desires are fulfilled. Bhagavan is so nice, Guruji is so nice. My desire is not filled. Bhagavan is bad, Guruji is bad. So, when we learn to be Nishkam, the bhakti can never decrease. We will only keep progressing, progressing, progressing. And finally, we will get the highest ras. Jeevan Kunj Bihari Pran Dhan
Jeevan Kunj Bihari Pran Dhan
Jeevan Kunj Bihari Pran Dhan Radhe Radhe Govind Govind Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe Radhe everyone Jai Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe 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 Govind Govind Radhe Radhe राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
जीवन कुंज बिहारी प्राण धन
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 बोलिए कुंज बिहारी श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की
जय
जगत गुरु श्री कृपालु जी महाराज की श्री राधा कृष्ण मंदिर ऑफ बेरिया की जय जय